welcome to this week's episode 4 for the United Soccer Association. This week we have our special guest, Teofilo, Coco, over at Charly. Welcome.
Thank you, Ethan. Appreciate you having me on the show.
Awesome. So I know that you had a lot of interactions with our executive director, Kai, and this is our first time talking and meeting each other, and we get you on our podcast.
No. Super excited about it. Yeah, Kai's been awesome. Him and I have been doing most of the communication, and he's been definitely making the intros and being part of your organization or working with you guys. And Charly's been great, and he's been putting me in touch with the 48 teams you guys have part of your association. And so far, so good, man. Appreciate the help.
Yeah, you guys coming on board now. We know we have you guys as a title sponsor. So we have our partnership with the Rowdies, and I know you guys are working with them as well. So just super excited for the future and everything we have going forward with just the league, but also with you guys being a big part of it. Just to start kind of exploring the whole youth landscape, right? It's been a crazy time with a bunch of tryouts happening, teams, players moving around. What is the impact that you, Charly, are wanting to make in the youth landscape within soccer?
Yeah, so definitely that, Ethan. It is crazy times. Obviously, being in touch with Kai, telling me that it kind of seems right. You guys never get a break. Like whenever you think you're about to the season's going to end, then right away it's tryouts again, and then you get a little bit of a break, and then not much, right? Because then you're preparing for the next season. So just a little bit on my background with Charly. Even when I was able to speak with Kai and kind of get that relationship going, unfortunately the timing is tough right now. So because most of the teams are finishing up their season, and obviously a lot of the teams are already set for 2026. So but what's super important on this part is kind of just, growing those relationships. Unfortunately, maybe we can't get on board with those clubs right now, but it's all about, forming those long-term relationships that maybe there's a good opportunity there for 2027.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Yeah, there's, I know, for example, there's a lot of clubs, right? They have contracts with other companies, right? How do you guys indulge with teams or clubs that already have previously existing relationships with other clubs? Like, how are you guys, what is better? What does Charly offer that's better necessarily than these other competitors?
Well, I think it's that, Ethan, right? Again, the relationships and sometimes it's getting to know those clubs and kind of knowing exactly what their situations are. Some of them are in long-term contracts, if it's 4 years or 2 years, and just being in touch with them and letting them know that Charly is also available as another uniform provider for them. What we really pride ourselves on is quality. You just have a lot of options, right? There's the heavy hitters that are always going to be around, and most times kids and coaches, right? When it's time to choose uniform provider, it's like they go with what they know. They go with the popular brands. So for me, what was super exciting just to be a part of this brand Charly is getting our name out there, getting some recognition. And most times I actually come from working with soccer.com, that Charly was one of the brands that soccer.com, sold and provided for teams. But when I was letting the clubs that I work with know that I was going to a brand that was a soccer.com brand, I was like, oh, I'm going to go work for Charly. And they're like, who's that? Never heard of him. So for us, yeah. So for me, it was kind of like advertising right there, advertising in the brand that I was going to work for. So just giving these clubs and giving these parents another option and letting them know that, we're also available. Again, we pride ourselves on quality. We work with the USL with the relationship that we have with you guys in the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Originally, it's a Mexican brand that's been around for 70 plus years. We've just started to focus on the US. So we've been about 5 years in the US, which again, right, not a lot of people know about us, but working with Liga MX, which we sponsor that league. We sponsor 7 teams in Liga Mexicana. So just they take a lot of pride in the quality and in the products that they do with those professional teams, and we try to turn that over into the youth level as well.
No, it's super exciting. I think, in our area, so I'm from the Tampa Bay area, we do have, obviously, the Rowdies. We also have the Sarasota Paradise that have come up and growing now. They have their own youth system. They're starting off this year as well. I saw them posting their tryouts. So Yeah, I think it's really, really cool that, for example, you guys are working in the professional realm. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you providing at the youth level? Yes, of course. But I think that now that since you guys are in that professional landscape already, it's an appealing product that people want to get involved in. And like for us, right? Like we
Yeah.
have you guys within our youth league. We are elevating the standard across all of our youth teams participating within our league. And I think you guys have helped us just brand ourselves within that way as well. Um,
Yeah.
you mentioned quality. And we had a girls college soccer ID camp
Yeah.
at the
The
Tampa Bay Rowdies.
showcase, right? Yeah.
Yep, yep. We had 8 college coaches, or apologies, I think it was 7 college coaches, and then we had the Tampa Bay Sun out there as well. Um, and I wore one of the Charly polos, and it was good
Nice.
quality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, what is it? Is there anything specific that you can touch on in regards to quality that teams should, they should be looking out for? Or
Well, I think that, and again, awesome with the partnership that you guys did, and Kai sent me pictures in those events. And what
yeah,
we appreciate too is, again, man, it's that exposure. It's having the Charly logo on. You have it everywhere from your trophies. You have field boards and signage and things like that. And then obviously, right, you have the Charly logo when we provided some soccer balls for these events. And people are like, wow, these are high quality balls. These are good balls. And then again, and the quality on the uniform. So even that, what we offer clubs, we have the like the other brands, we have like our 3 tiers of quality. We have, a higher and then the middle tier and then the lower, which is, again, you could deal with different pricing. Some of the bigger clubs want, a higher quality. Some of them are okay and they're kind of more price driven. And then something that we just started too, which is a cool option for clubs because they want to be something different, right? When you're in a brand, sometimes if it's, if it's a certain brand and you see that, you have the same style of uniform as the team that you're playing against, but you're just in different colors. So what we did is that we can cater to making it a custom brand. We started something what is called Charly On Demand, which is offering the 3 options that we have on the size of uniforms, but now you can design it whichever way you want. And when it's not like working with these other brands that you kind of have a template of certain styles that you're going to use, we have our designers that are in Mexico that we have, working hand in hand with our US team that they're designing. These are the same people that design the uniforms for, Pachuca, for Atlas, our professional teams that we work with. So these people feel that they're getting a little bit more importance because like you're working with a company that works with professional teams. If it's the Rowdies, when we're designing your uniforms, we can also design that for the youth level, which is great.
Yeah, no, and like you said, not only with jerseys, right? You guys provided us balls that we did use for our event, and it was good quality as well, right? So it's good quality all around. I believe we actually used the players were using pennies, so we had Charly logo.
The Charly pennies too. Yeah, of course.
They were great though. I remember me personally, I coach as well, and I've had so many pennies just completely rip. And I can attest. I've seen them first-handedly. Your pennies did not rip within our event.
Nice.
So
no, that's great. And even when you mentioned that too on the equipment side, something that we can also offer to our clubs that is great is that we have our own footwear. We have some good quality cleats. We have everything from, a lot of the brands have gone away from leather boots. We still offer leather. So Charly, a little bit of background on them. They originally started as a footwear company. So the first few years they were focused on that, and then they wanted to get in the soccer realm. So they wanted to work kind of because even in the Mexican, first division and stuff, they were still using, kind of more popular brands, but they kind of don't want to have that connection with the Mexican people. And now we're turning that over to the US. Where we're trying to have more of a connection with the youth clubs where they feel, they're getting a little bit something more than just kind of like the bigger brands that are just, you're just a number of them. You get them involved, but you don't have that interaction, that day-to-day that where you can reach out with us because, again, we're a little bit a smaller fish in a big pond right now, but we're trying to grow to be just as big as the other brands. And more than anything, offering customer service is our number 1 priority right now.
Yeah, I can say for sure within my time within the sports field, soccer in general, the intentionality that you guys have in building these relationships has been very clear that you guys want to develop relationships and you honor the quality, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, so from everything, like from my experience joining into the United Soccer Association and speaking with Kai and the sponsorship and everything that's been developed with us, like it's been great. The customer service has been fantastic. And I just think it's just building off of it. for me, the biggest thing that I continue to see is like, these the parents and players, right? They are our customer as much as they are your customer as
Of
well.
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe we have different target markets,
Yeah,
but I can definitely say you guys continuing to provide even equipment, like you said, it's appealing. I know, like Sarasota Paradise, I think they had posted on their social media, it was over 300 kids trying out,
yeah,
and they're a first year youth academy. Or youth teams, and I think they've just grown in a lot of attention because they're affiliated with the professional side as well.
yeah.
And I think that ties into in a similar way with Charly too.
Yeah, and I think that's great again with the partnership that we have. But there's also, other opportunities. I've been in touch with Kai, and obviously you guys had those ID camps and things like that. But we're actually going to start. We're having one at the end of this month. It's going to be in San Antonio. We're doing a Charly Cup. So we're kind of using that as a template to see how we're going to do that in other markets. We'd like to grow that too. And then again, like we were talking about, right, brand recognition, but also with all the other options that we have, all the other products. Like I want to do kind of like a product like testing. We have our boots out there where these kids can kind of try, because again, they haven't even seen it. A lot of people don't even know the brand. It's like, hey, we also offer soccer shoes. We also offer balls. We offer shin guards now too. We actually just started this year. We're offering goalie gloves, which, people have no idea. So well, we also offer the clubs, because if you're working with these other brands, like we're offering discounts, like work with our club, we can get you guys 25%, 30% off of shoes, because who doesn't want that? Some of these other places, you're just getting that basic, right, 10% on their website, where it's just kind of like, you don't really feel you're getting anything more than just like anybody can get that, right? But it's like, hey, work with us. We'll offer signing bonuses. We'll offer promo where, hey, coaches get shoes. We can provide a lot more than what the other brands can. So that's another great option that we offer.
I love it. Coco, what is the best way for someone or even a club administrator, leader? How can they get in touch with you, especially you being the East regional manager in sales?
Yeah, so the way we've been doing it for now, it's been great through Kai. He's kind of giving me the decision maker, sharing some emails and stuff like that. We have that's kind of been the way to do it. And then obviously, kind of just old school, just me Googling clubs and kind of just reaching out and things like that. We have charly.us, which is our website, where you can go on there and there's just kind of like a generic, information. But I could definitely, share that. Obviously, social media is huge advertising nowadays. Like if we could, come up with something creative where also to your listeners, we can offer, gift cards or something like that. And then, with my information, get everybody involved and like, excited about the brand.
Awesome. No, I love it. I love it. I just, this is our fourth episode.
Yeah.
And I think the energy and what you have here and the company that you're a part of, I can definitely tell you believe in it.
Yeah.
It's not something that's fake. I can definitely assure that there's something beneath it. And I love that it's a project. I love that it's something that's growing and you're a big part of it.
Yeah, no. Super excited. And for me too, just even when like, talk about people being cliche and like it's meant to be. What's funny was that when I was first in conversation with, joining Charly and all that, I was actually pretty fortunate. My father played soccer at the highest level. He actually played in 3 World Cups representing Peru. And his first World Cup was in Mexico, 1970. And he was 19 years old, his first World Cup. And then I was telling him, like, Dad, like I'm interviewing with this company, Charly, our headquarters are in León, Mexico. And he goes, son, are you kidding me? My first World Cup, we were stationed in León, Mexico. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, that's it. It's meant to be. Like, I have to work for this company. Like, it all comes full circle. And actually, what was amazing was I was just in León a couple weeks ago because we had a couple meetings out there. We're going over our spring 27 line. And León is a club that we sponsor, was playing America. And I was like, I got to go to that stadium. It's one of the oldest stadiums in Mexico. So we were able to attend that game. And I got to go on the field. And it was just like super emotional for me because it's like, wow, like that's where my father became who he was. He's actually the 13th leading scorer in World Cup history. There's a lot of history there. So like, I guess you could say I was raised with a soccer ball in my crib, right? So with the whole connection with León, with Mexico and the brand, like it was meant to be.
That is awesome, man. What a story. It's crazy how it's just crazy how soccer connects everything.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, right.
I have to ask, since we are just talk briefly on the World Cup, I have to ask you, um, who's your favorite team to win the World Cup this year?
I mean, didn't you see that commercial the other day? The U.S. beat Brazil in the final, right? Yeah. So USA all the way, baby.
Awesome, man.
No,
Awesome.
I mean,
Hey,
of course, like, yeah, I mean, I have
yeah.
dual citizenship, so obviously I have ties to Peru. I was actually born in Peru, so you know, I have a lot, but Peru's not in the World Cup this year. I always, when it's Peru or USA, I always go for USA. I think if to be, I actually don't want to toot my own horn. I picked the last World Cup. I said Argentina was going to win that one, and they did. But this one, I mean, you got to look at the rosters. France, I think, I mean, the amount of players they have, like, you see, like, even their third team is, like, better than a lot of these guys' first team. So, I mean, that's a great thing, too, about the World Cup, right? Like, there's favorites and all that, but you never know. But if I were to pick someone, my favorite would be France. What about you? Who you got?
I'm gonna have to go with Germany. A little bit of underdog, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens this year. It's definitely
Yeah.
gonna be exciting, and it's probably gonna be the biggest international global event that's taking
Oh,
place.
always.
So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it's in our own backyard, so no excuses, man. We got to try it and go make a game, or maybe we'll do a Charlie viewing party together.
There you go.
Yeah.
Coco, it was super awesome to have you on our fourth episode. Thank you so much just for sharing your story and Charly and everything that you guys are about.
Awesome, Ethan. It's been a pleasure, man, and I look forward to the relationship that we're continuing to grow.
Yeah.